Today I want to answer a question that comes my way very often, and I think nowadays you almost have to ask this question. And it's an easy question to answer when you think about it, but I understand the counterpoint to it. The question is, we just found out about infidelity, or I just found out about my spouse's infidelity. How soon should we get help? How soon should we come to an EMS weekend? Or how soon should we do one of the courses on the Affair Recovery website? How soon should we start to get help, or should we kind of wait and see what happens over the next few days? One of the best ways that I have found to answer that question is it's kind of along the lines of, and I hate to use this analogy, but it's a great analogy. When you find out you have cancer, or when you find out a family member has cancer, how soon do you go and get help? Well, if you want to try and contain that cancer, if you want to preserve the life of the patient, you're going to go as soon as possible. You'll get to a specialist, the best oncologist you can find and you can afford, as soon as possible, because you want to do what you can to preserve the life of the patient. And when you're dealing with infidelity, it's the exact same way. If you want to give yourself the best chance at marital restoration, or if you want to pursue personal restoration as soon as you can, well, then the best way is to get to a specialist as soon as you possibly can. Now, I completely understand that one of the retorts is, well, we don't know what we want to do though. I'm not sure if I want to save the marriage. I don't know if I want to go be with the affair partner, the unfaithful says. Well, what I liken that to is another analogy that I use all the time, and it's kind of like when you're in your car and the check engine light comes on. I have an old Jeep, I love it, but the check engine light comes on all the time. It's on right now if you were to go and sit in my Jeep. And when it comes on, I don't take it to just anybody. I certainly don't take it to just random shop guy. No offense if you have a shop, but I take it to an expert that I know. He owns a Jeep. He's owned a Jeep for about 15 years. He works on Jeeps left and right. And so he runs the codes that appear when you hook up the Jeep to a computer. He tells me what it's going to cost, how long I have before this breaks or that breaks, whether I should do it or whether I should not do it. He helps me identify what I should do with a specific protocol for my Jeep. And I'll tell you, it's the same way about your marriage. You just don't know. It's early. You're not sure. If you're an unfaithful, you may not know where you want to go. You may not know if your marriage can be restored. You may not know if you want to restore your marriage. You may not know if you can overcome some of the challenges that you have created or that you believe your spouse has created. If you're betrayed, you don't know if you can forgive this. You're not sure if you even want to forgive this, and you may be unsure if you even want to pursue restoration because of the emotions and the pain and the hurt. The reality is, though, it's too early to make a decision. Getting to an expert, getting the best help possible is what's going to give you and empower you to make a decision based upon wisdom and not emotion. So I want to draw just a few conclusions to help you understand why you want to get help as soon as possible. And if you're on affairrecovery.com, you can see there's the EMS weekend, Hope for Healing if you're an unfaithful spouse, there's Harboring Hope if you're a betrayed spouse, and there's the EMS weekend, or there's the EMS online course. But there's ample opportunity to get help. So why you want to get help as soon as possible is because you don't want to go into the situation blindly. If you just kind of walk into this recovery journey without an expert or without a protocol, you're walking in blindly, and you could be signing up for another several months, weeks, years of more pain, of more back and forth on the behalf of the unfaithful, more uncertainty, more chaos, more betrayal, more relapses. You could be signing up for an incredible amount of pain. Alternatively, you could be giving up on what could be a wonderful story of restoration and healing and forgiveness. You could be walking away from a bit of a come from behind story that would shock you with the joy, the romance, the passion, the incredible story that you will have of restoration and forgiveness. You just don't know, and that's why you go get expert help so that you can be informed and that you can take out as much naivety as you can for what's ahead of you. Now, I know you say, well, I don't know. I'm just not sure. It hurts so much. There's so much pain. There's so much anger and hurt and drama. Absolutely. Getting help now is going to help clear away the fog and the haze and the confusion. Slowly, but surely, it will help create and identify ways that you can find clarity for your specific situation. Another conclusion I want to draw is when you get expert help, you can establish a protocol for your specific situation. You can begin to understand what your spouse can do and what you can do, even though you're unsure, even though you're uncertain, even though you don't know if you even want to save your marriage. You get help now so that you can establish a protocol to help you decide in, I don't know, 2, 6, 8 months, maybe a year. I don't know. It's really based upon the severity of your situation. And one size does not fit all. However, getting help as soon as possible can establish a pathway through your specific chaotic situation where you can have a date that says, on this date I'm going to decide, but right now I'm going to do work on me, my spouse is going to work on them, and then we will make a decision down the road. Finally, there is this approach that says, I kind of want to wait and see. And I really kind of hammer away at that approach and I say, why do you want to just wait and see? If you're waiting to see if he comes back or if she comes back, I want to tell you that there's a better way to empower yourself to say, go do what you want. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to heal. I'm going to do recovery work for me. If you're an unfaithful, you may say, well, I want to wait and see how my spouse responds. If you are expecting them to respond in a perfect way without expert help, I'm sorry, that's just very unrealistic and it's not going to happen. It's probably going to blow up in your face. The best thing that you can do, even if you are ambivalent, is run to an expert and say, give me a protocol that I can use to begin to decide where I want to be and that I can make this as easy as I can on everyone involved. Don't let this be that wait and see what happens, because I promise you, you will wait and see a ton of collateral damage, even more pain, even more hurt, even more destruction, because you just wanted to wait and see what happens.